We are crotchety old men.
And a woman.
We are crotchety old men.
And a woman.
I am crotchety. She is crotchety. We are crotchety old men.
And a woman.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to a belated Thanksgiving episode of We Are Crotchety Old Men, the podcast that is for you, with you, and sometimes even about you. It is I, Arden, and the wonderful Abigail. And I'd like to first off apologize for not being around last week with all of our travel and craziness. We got to the point on, what was it, like Monday or Tuesday? We're like, forget it. We'll just do it next week. No big deal. But there was a whole bunch of emails. But we're going to get to those very shortly. Right now, what we wanted to do is kind of start jumping right in and just giving our Thanksgiving recap, if that works. So, Abigail and I just want to, you okay with me sharing about our ridiculous travel up there? So,
Yes.
so we really wanted to help my mom for Thanksgiving, just any way we could. And what we really found out is that, my mom is, I think she's now 87 years old. So we wanted to help make sure that she didn't have to do any heavy lifting or be stressed out and all these other things. Plus, the normal Thanksgiving routine is that my mom usually has my sister to help her set up the Christmas tree when we leave. So that didn't happen this year. So not only did we have to do Thanksgiving dinner, but we had to get a Christmas tree ready. So Abigail left Northern Virginia. What was it, like 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that?
Yes, something like that.
3 o'clock in the morning, drove like bat out of Hades, as my brother likes to say, and got up there at 8:30. My mom was like, "Oh, look at you guys, you made it!" and then we just jumped right in and started to help. But didn't know. So, what were your thoughts right off the bat as far as your first Thanksgiving with my mom? Speechless.
I am a bit speechless. I think that the meal itself was outstanding, and the company was wonderful as well. It was just also included your brother and his entire family.
Yeah, and except for the dogs, thank goodness.
Yeah. The dogs.
They would have.
When I heard that the boarding place had to, call them to say, you have to come pick up your dogs because they can't control them, that was a little concerning.
That's how my brother's dogs are. They're just two big, giant, goofy dogs. So one of the things I wanted to share. So actually, there's a few things we wanted to share about the trip up there. One, my mom actually marched in the Thanksgiving Day parade.
That would be the Macy's, right?
Macy's, yes. And I did not know what year. It might have been like 1947. So I mean, it's been going on for a long, long time. Maybe it was earlier, but it might have been after World War II. And she played a musical instrument that I had never heard of before. It's called a glockenspiel. Please don't ask me how to spell it. I have no clue. Uh,
I'm surprised you could say it.
Yes. Well, I do like German food, so it reminded me of a Glockenspiel. That's when you're like, oh, never mind. I couldn't come up with a fast German joke right there. But I asked my mom. I was like, "Mom, did you have like a Glockenspiel solo?" Once I found out, by the way, a Glockenspiel is sort of like a xylophone. So if that helps, except it's all metal and it's just it's all one size. Like a xylophone, like the keys, I don't know if they're keys, the metal things you hit are like big and then they go really small. This is all one size. And I said, Mom, did you get like right in front of the Macy's store and do it like a Glockenspiel solo, like ting, 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 ting. Abigail's giving me this look right now, like, shut up. So that was one of the fun things. The food was really good, but it was after the meal. Oh, like, and starting with putting up the Christmas tree and everything around it.
Well, what I thought was very fascinating is that the tree was rubber. So when it was opened up, you didn't have to shape it at all. And it was a beautiful tree.
It was.
I mean, really
It is.
pretty. And I mean, I've never seen a tree like that where you don't have to fix the branches on an artificial tree.
It's huge.
And it is huge.
And also, like, all of the lights are multiple colors. You can change them. By the way, never give a man a remote control, even for a Christmas tree. I had to look at every single color, every single style, because they could be just plain, just on. Then there could be like blinking and cascading and chasing and multicolor. I played with that for a good 45 minutes before Abigail's like, would you just leave it on one color? It was pretty embarrassing.
Well, it was, I just happened to go around the corner to see the tree, and I see all these tin cans
Yes.
coming up, from upstairs or from the basement, actually. And these cans had hundreds of ornaments. And I mean hundreds.
Of ornaments.
And, the hooks, remember the old metal hooks from the 1960s and 1970s?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Many of those ornaments needed those hooks, and in many cases they were missing. So we had to go and sort through and try not to cut our fingers. But all I can say is it really was amazing to see all the decorations coming out. But
Sorry.
but it was pure chaos. Let's face it, Arden.
Now, here's a unique thing. I actually, when I was really little, was a huge Oscar the Grouch fan. I actually fit in one of those cans. Those little tiny cans, I fit in one. And there is a picture to prove that I actually fit. And years later, when we went to Sesame Place in Pennsylvania, they actually had like a little thing for Oscar the Grouch, and I stood behind it trying to emulate. You know how they have the pictures where the people are trying to, yeah, we
Right.
tried to do that. It wasn't even close.
Okay. So, but these tins were like popcorn tins, and you're telling me you fit in one.
I fit in one. By the way, those popcorn tins may be 80 years old. Like, they're so old. I mean, I don't even know if they're like a different kind of tin. Like, are they steel? I don't know. Like, they're amazing at how old they really are. They may have been like from a World War II sale when like all the country was like selling stuff and you could just buy. But anyway, they were really ridiculous.
Well, we had a lot of help from Arden's brother and his family, trying to get all these ornaments up. But it kind of turned into chaos. And that, you know, Arden's mom, I could tell, was a little stressed out due to all the activity. So essentially, I ended up having my first bourbon with her.
Nice. You guys, so my mom and Abigail are the only ones drinking. They both are doing not mixing with anything, just straight up, just drinking bourbon. I mean, I did not post the picture of my mom online, but I may have to one of these days with her big bottle. She loves it. So did you enjoy it?
I did. And, the next day, his brother's family left. And, we all started to look around and realized there was tons of fall decorations out as well that needed to be put away. But as I said, chaos ensued because there was no room to really work to put the fall stuff away and get the Christmas stuff up. And, I guess my generalization is that if that was a 3,000 square foot house, 2,900 square feet of that was decorated.
All the knickknacks. And you had to take some knickknacks away to put up the other knickknacks. So you had pumpkins, you had scarecrows, you had turkeys, you had elves, you had Santa. It was a total cluster F, but there was buckets and bins and everything has a place because my mom's extremely organized when it comes to this stuff. So but like you actually had to take some of the decorations down to move a table to the other side of the room, reassemble the table just so the Christmas village can go up. Meanwhile, you got knickknacks on the stairs, knickknacks in the bathroom. There's knickknacks everywhere. I think I slept on a couple knickknacks. There's so many of them. But yeah, but all in all, It was a great time at my mom's. But then like we left the house, and we got back to our hotel room, and I was surprised because it was Black Friday. We actually got a hotel room next to one of the large shopping malls. Okay, that right in there could have been a disaster. Nothing. There was like no cars. Like, what happened to Black Friday sales? Like, there was nothing there.
I know, but if I watch the news, and usually there's news where people are getting in fights, fighting over TVs,
None
and
of
all
that.
that. There really was nothing reported.
Nothing. But
And
there was the other things that were reported though.
yeah, 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 yeah. I saw a news story where Target kind of got busted. You know how they put up the sign above the TVs and they say Black Friday sale, and it was for $499.99 for this TV. Well, a TikToker went ahead and pulled out an insert behind the Black Friday price tag.
And how much was it?
It was the exact same amount. So therefore, the Target Black Friday sale price was essentially the same as the original sales price. And I think that says a lot.
It was crazy. And when we so anyway, we got back to the hotel. We were tired because we'd been up all night, and so we were going to leave. And being that this is North Jersey, I love North Jersey diners. There's nothing like a good old diner. So I was like, okay. So our plan was to get up around like 4 o'clock in the morning, hit a diner, and have like a really relaxed meal. Have like 30 cups of coffee. Get French toast, waffles, whatever we wanted. We could have gotten dinner if we wanted. And but we were really up early. Like it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. We were wide awake. And we are like, what, let's just get on the road. We'll hit a diner anyway. We'll just relax. Well, we passed the first diner, closed. Second diner, closed. Every diner, every Dunkin' Donuts, everything was closed. This is Saturday. This is not Black Friday. I thought for sure they would be open. I thought diners were open 24/7. Even it's not famous really anymore, but the Bendix Diner, it's kind of right in the center of Route 17. Did you ever remember the old fashioned Bounty paper towel commercials with Rosie, the server?
I do not.
So in the 70s and 80s, Barney, Bounty paper towels had their spokesperson, and it was a woman, Rosie. And they even had Rosie Greer, the football player, one time was there with Rosie, the waitress. And all of them were filmed at the Bendix Diner. And even that was closed. So it got pretty bad. We ended up driving about halfway. We stopped at a Sunoco, one that had like the In-N-Out place, to get our first cups of coffee. And what did you add? You had like some Welch's fruit snacks.
Yeah, gummy bears.
Gummy bears. And
basically.
I had a tasty cake roll, cinnamon roll. That was our wonderful breakfast. I was dreaming of like ham and eggs and French toast and pig, and we had nothing. But
it was just sad. I mean, New Jersey is just famous for diners.
And nothing. Oh, I'm so glad I left and moved to North Virginia. At least then I can't do it. So that was our trip. Now we had, hold on, I printed these out. So I got to read them here. So we had a bunch of emails for our polling, and the top 3 polls actually are coming in, and it says number 1 is more Abigail speaking. I completely agree. More Abigail. In fact, I think Abigail should take my job, and I could just be the behind the scenes person because she does way too much already. The second one is surprising. They would like more sports. So we actually will have some sports stuff coming up momentarily. And the third one, and it actually has asterisks because it was part of everyone, more humor. Try to be more funny, maybe tell silly jokes, and more trivia. That was another one. So quickly, going back to the Thanksgiving, I have a trivia question for you. Yes. So the first 2 Macy's parades included real live animals from the Central Park Zoo. That's not the trivia question. In the third year, they had their first balloon. You know, the famous balloons, the famous characters. Do you know who that first balloon was?
Snoopy.
No, it was not, but sort of close. It's a black and white character, and it's an animal. Ding, ding, ding. Do you want to get? I got to get the
I have
glockenspiel.
no idea.
Felix the cat.
I don't even know who Felix the cat is.
Boo. He's got a bag of tricks and everything. All right. So that was your trivia. Wah, wah, wah. So that was how the polls are going. But one of the things I was very surprised at is people are saying, hey, don't be less crotchety. Stop complaining. I'm like, what? We're crotchety old men. I'm complaining about complaining, not complaining. So okay, so I'll be laughing a little bit more. Abigail will be laughing a little bit more. We'll try to include more fun in every one of our podcasts. Hopefully you can hear me because I'm actually on a weird angle at this moment. Long story. But now a couple other emails. Hold on, let me just go through. Yeah, and based on the polls, I'm not going to talk about the Israel war because that was one. No more pandas. Please stop talking about pandas.
I think the panda story's dead.
Yeah, no more talking about pandas. Here's another one from Jay. Jay says, "Hey, what are your thoughts about global warming?" I think he was trying to be funny, trying to get us feisty. Anyway, forget Jay. But here's a good one from Mr. Fun, right off the bat. You got to love the name, from Bethesda, Maryland. He has two sports questions. One for Abigail and one for Arden. The first one for Abigail is, what was your thought on the final play with the Dallas Cowboy game? Was that done intentionally? And the second question, now I'm not a football person, so thank you, Mr. Fun, because Abigail will hopefully know this. And the second one is, what are my thoughts on the Hall of Fame voting?
Okay, Arden, I think you should not present both questions. We stick with the first one and
Okay.
I answer it, okay?
Okay, I'll be
All right.
quiet.
The last play for the Seattle Seahawks on when they were on offense against the Dallas Cowboys this past couple days, overall, they lined up and they left, I believe his name is Michael, but it's Parsons, who is an attack dog for the Dallas Cowboys. They intentionally left him unblocked on 4th down and 2 because they felt that Geno Smith could get rid of the ball in time. Well, it didn't work out. Parsons just did a beeline and basically disrupted Geno's pass. And a lot of people just thought that was outrageous to have that call. And, I'm going to take a sidebar here as well. I'm starting to think that some of these cornerbacks in the league are on the fix. I mean, the Redskins and the Cowboy game on Thanksgiving, just in some cases, the cornerbacks they weren't even trying. And I also noted when the Bills played, I think it was against the Eagles, that the cornerback literally stopped and started jogging as the receiver caught the ball and went down the field. So I know they monitor their bank accounts, but I think they need to dig deeper into friends and families.
Well, so the guy just stopped jogging, or
he just jogged past the guy that caught the ball, and he even jogged out of bounds.
The whole sports betting thing is, I think, gotten a little crazy. I'm trying not to be crotchety here. It has gotten a little they tell you, the players, you can't vote. I mean, you can't, you can't bet on games, but yet they are depending on their fans to bet on games. And you have Hall of Famer like Pete Rose, who did bet on games, slightly different, obviously, because he was the manager, can control the outcome of the game. But he always bet on his team to win, never to lose, which, I mean, it helps a hint a little. But I just, I don't know. That's just weird. And the late hit, I didn't see it, but I heard. So now that you explained it, it makes sense.
It wasn't a late hit.
Oh, it wasn't a late hit either.
The controversy was that Michael Parsons was just left unblocked, and he's on the Cowboys, and he just did a beeline straight to Geno Smith.
And it wasn't like a
and
screen
and it
pass or
was
something like that?
no,
Oh,
it was
okay.
4th and 2. They had to get the first down.
Oh, okay. So that makes sense because they just let him in and block something, double team someone else, and hope
Right.
Geno
They
Smith could
were
just go.
hoping he could get rid of the ball, but it wasn't even close.
Got it. Got it. So with that, let me. I guess I'll answer the other question. So the Hall of Fame voting for baseball. I'm assuming it's for baseball. Hopefully, it's not for football because I don't know. I used to be a Miami Dolphin fan. I'd say every Dolphin should be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I'm getting an evil look by Abigail. But for baseball, it's interesting looking at these guys because you still have like who was juiced, who wasn't juiced. You know, there's guys there that were like I thought they were jerks, guys that weren't jerks. But one thing I would like to see changed in baseball is that every player should get an up or down vote, yes, no, every year. Instead of having to pick, like you get, I think you can pick like 10 players or something like that. Like say yes, no, yes, no. And if you get 75% of all yeses, you're in. I think it would speed up the process and get rid of, and then you can keep a guy who's, you know, if you love a guy, I think like David Wright is on the ballot this year. Like maybe a guy like, and you have like these writers saying, well, I'm kind of on the fence with him. If I have room on my ballot, I would like him. Seriously? I would just a simple yes or no. It's silly that guys are on a ballot for like 10, 15 years. You know, I think that's kind of crazy. Like it's just baseball is weird. I know this is off topic, but as far as like the awards, so this was the first year of the major six awards: Cy Young, MVP, and the Rookie of the Year. Only one of the awards weren't unanimous. One out of six,
Wow.
and it's all based on wins above replacement statistics. And it doesn't matter if your team is in first place or last place. So Shohei Ohtani, that this is my like the in baseball, you know, you have the Cy Young for best pitcher. Best pitcher is based 100% on statistics. Makes total sense. There is a best hitter award called the Hank Aaron Award. It gets no love. Shohei Ohtani wins that hands down. He was the best hitter. But was he valuable for a team that didn't make the playoffs? And he didn't even play the last full month of the season. So yeah, his stats were amazing, and he can pitch. Congratulations, he blew his arm out. He's not going to pitch next year. May never pitch again, because he was such a good pitcher. But so it's like, great MVP or Hank Aaron Award. MVP. Let a guy who wins get there because there's so much pressure in October and September to win games. If you're literally just padding your stats, I mean, you have two teams that don't care, and you're facing rookie pitchers or you know guys who are just getting a call up. It's so different than two teams competing against each other to get in the playoffs.
You said so much there. I don't even remember what was asked.
Oh, sorry, that wasn't asked. That was just me giving my own
Oh,
opinion.
okay.
Because in 1950, useless stat here, Phil Rizzuto won the MVP with guys on that team like Mickey Mantle and Yogi Berra, you know, some of the greatest Yankees ever. And Phil Rizzuto won the MVP. Why? Because he was valuable to the team, not his statistical analysis. Freaking nerds.
Don't be a dork.
I am a dork. So, those were, I guess, some of the emails. Now the big question:
Mm-hmm.
are you ready for Christmas?
Arden, you should know I am ready for
Do you have the
Christmas.
Hallmark Channel
I'm
set
done.
up?
All the trees are up, the decorations are up, presents are all under the tree, including fake presents that I just wrapped like department stores would do. And I've got the Hallmark Channel going, and I can watch those movies over and over and over again. I'm just a little sad because I gotta wait, what, 24 days?
The 24. Do you have an Advent calendar?
No.
Really? I would thought you would have one.
I know, I don't, but I mean, 24 days.
24 days. of waiting. But you have a party coming up soon, right?
Yes, I'm planning for that right now.
Okay, so you got your own. You have a party. Then I'm throwing a party. Maybe I should do the podcast live at my party. That would be interesting. Have everyone drinking eggnog with that spiked. Hey, Christmas, Christmas. Get my brother all fired up. That'd be fun. So you got. I'm really curious. So you literally wrapped fake presents and put them under the tree.
I did for my basement tree
So-
because it would look bare without anything under it.
okay, well it's not Christmas yet.
And I've done it before, so
Wow.
I'm proud of it.
Did you work at like some giant superstore that had like was decorating?
No, I just enjoy doing it.
Oh, all right, that's good. Let's see. Oh, one of my favorite decorations. My mom gave me this elf, and she was like, "Oh, the poor thing, its arms are ripped." By the way, my mom has like she's like has this really strange accent out of nowhere, where she, and then the little poor little elf. I mean, he's got all these holes. I'm gonna have to put a patch on him. So I gave my mom because I can't sew, obviously, because me sew, and she literally sewed this little elf up, and now he's got a patch on him. I'm like, by the way, the elf might be like 80 years old himself. But it was just so funny. She said, and the poor little guy, he's got all these holes at him. And I'm like, should I have told her that like I left him out all year? He was on the air vent, so all the dirty air. Oh, but anyway, I don't think he would match your stuff. But oh, how many do you get? Do you have stockings for your dogs?
Yes.
Of course you do. Do you stuff them on Christmas Eve?
Actually, I do not anymore.
Oh,
They
boo!
they already have enough toys and treats, so
Oh,
it's purely decorative.
purely. I'm just laughing because if you knew these two little dogs, they probably would like demand to open
Well,
them.
Arden, on your Twitter or X or whatever it's
Hmm.
called, would you be willing to post my tree?
Of course,
Okay, and then
it's
everybody
beautiful.
can see how beautiful it is.
It will, and then I'm going to post my first tree when I move down here. That a Charlie Brown tree would have been an upgrade. It's so sad and pathetic. Actually, it was my first tree I bought down here. My very first Christmas tree, believe it or not, was my father's silver tree that he kept up all year round. And all he did, like, he would change a couple of the ornaments from Christmas to like St. Patrick's Day. He left it in his apartment up all year. And it was silver, and it was hilarious. It was like 2 feet tall.
I remember the silver trees.
Yeah, he had a silver tree, and my mom tried to explain the Hanukkah bush to me. Like she said, we had a Hanukkah bush. I don't know. Was that an actual bush? Was it another tree? Did she put blue and white lights on it? Like I need her to explain it to me because where my mom lives is a very Jewish neighborhood as well. So like I think that's pretty cool. They had the Hanukkah bush going, the Christmas tree. I can see my dad, just starting to sing the dreidel song after one too many. Dreidel, 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 Magi. And the hell with this. It would be kind of funny. I don't remember. I don't even think I was a thought in my father's head at that moment. But that's a whole other
Well,
story.
again, post my tree and your tree, and let the viewers vote.
Uh, well, if you don't win, there's a problem. I mean, because you would have a beautiful tree, so I completely understand it. But so, anything else you got today?
No, I think we've wrapped it up. We've got to go back to the drawing board because, the name of the podcast is We Are Crotchety Old Men.
Right, and we didn't even
And,
add the woman, which we should.
right. And, now people want us to take a
Less
different,
crotchety.
but I'm sorry. The t shirts have been made
Right.
and the business cards have been made. So we're stuck with that title.
I think we should offer people that they could buy a shirt. That would be kind of funny.
If
Hey,
you're
so
interested
if
in
you're
a shirt,
interested, we'll get you a shirt. Just email. What's our email address? Oh,
I've blown it too many times. So Arden, you say it.
we are crotchety old men at gmail.com. We are crotchety old men at gmail.com. Or you can look for us at crotchety old men on Twitter. And we still have got to get all of our other stuff up. We should get an Instagram post just because that's like the cool thing to do. We're so out of it. We have no clue what we're
Yeah,
doing
we
when it comes
don't.
to social media.
We don't.
Anyway, so that's all I got. Anything else?
Not until next time.
All right. We are crotchety old men. We are crotchety old men.
And a woman.
I am crotchety. She is crotchety. We are crotchety old men.
And a woman.